maybe the biggest up thumb, is that Baby Yoda stole the hearts of grown men.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, that's right. What's up, everybody? I'm Brad.
And I'm Sean.
I am in Nashville, Tennessee, in my basement with my toys, and I've got coffee with cinnamon and a little creamer, and a couple cookies to nibble on while Sean rambles.
Oh man, I don't have any sweets today, but I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm in my office. I got my books, my movies, Baby Groot. I got Star Wars movies back here, just trying to keep it in theme. Drinking some water, and I'm also joined by General Grievous.
Little throwback there. So, like I always say, Sean and I started this channel because when we would get together, make coffee or water or whatever, and we would talk about movies, TV shows, whatever we wanted to in person. But we live so far away now, we have to do it from a distance. But please, show your support for us. Crush the like button down there and subscribe. Trying to get subscribers every single day. We're at 56, and we need you. Sean, what are we doing today?
Yeah. All right, Brad. So this is a bit of an apology because we've missed a few episodes of The Mandalorian. Last time we were talking about it, it was episode 3. So from 4 till now, the finale, 8, we haven't been talking about it. It's just because we've been doing things like Christmas was big, spending time with family. And then also a little movie came out called Star Wars Episode 9, something that's lesser on the scale of entertainment as far as the Star Wars universe, unfortunately. But so today we just thought we'd wrap up the season as a whole of Mandalorian, well, at least from 4 to 8, and just talk about it very briefly each episode, and then give our overall thoughts on the series so far. All right, so we're just going to go right down the line, try and keep this quick, but we're just going to give our thoughts and maybe a little rapid-fire thumb rating for each episode, starting with episode 4. So this one was when the Mandalorian went to the village, a new planet in the Star Wars universe, and they ended up protecting a village from some evil guys that had that AT-ST. It introduced Cara Dune, the mercenary. We had some cool things with that. Overall, I thought this was a pretty fun little episode. It's a plot that we've seen time and time again of just some people coming in that know what they're doing and teaching people that don't know how to defend themselves, teaching them how to defend themselves, and overall just overcoming this obstacle of evil people attacking. I thought this one had some great moments with Baby Yoda. I mean, the fight with the mercenary Cara Dune and Mando, and then at the end, Baby Yoda's just sipping on his soup was so great. We actually watched this one together. It was around Thanksgiving, I think, when it came out. Brad, what did you think of this episode?
I thought it was pretty good. It was nice to watch it with you. Not from a distance, actually, like from the same room. So that was cool. This episode was pretty solid. I mean, a lot of these episodes are about character development, and then they have big like story episodes. It seems like it's kind of the trend. For me, go ahead and give your thumb rating, and then I'll give mine.
I think that this one is an 8. 8 thumbs up out of 10.
I thought it was good. It was really fun. I'm gonna go. I say it's in the lesser half of the season, so I'm going to have to give it 7 thumbs. So, okay. I'm a 7, you're an 8. That's how we roll. The next episode, episode 5, is about the one with the rookie bounty hunter and how he betrays the Mandalorian at the end. I felt like not a lot happened in this episode. I'd put it in the lower half as well. Not that it's not good. Another good character development one where it seems like this character who, like, in the first episode or so, they're kind of telling us that he's more kind of scoundrelly, if that's a word. But really, he's actually really good. He's a hero. He doesn't even seem to be an anti-hero. I mean, he's pretty legit. He's a good guy, it seems like. Maybe it's because he's not, as we find out later, he's just a member of the Creed. He's not of the race of Mandalorians, but I don't know. But he just time and time again seems to just do the right thing, which is not what I was expecting after the first episode, personally. This episode was still good. I go this 6.5 thumbs because not a lot happened. But I still liked it a lot. It's got to be in the second half. It's the bottom half for me. What about you? What's your thumbs? What'd you think?
Yeah, definitely, to me, episode 5 is the weakest episode out of all of them. Not a lot happens. We go back to Tatooine. We see Mos Eisley. You know, we meet that bounty hunter who, to me, wasn't very compelling as a character. But it was still fun. Yeah, I mean, it had some cool sequences, like the speed race or the speeder bikes on the desert. But overall, it wasn't too great. I think that what you said was good. 6 thumbs. I'm good with that. Okay, so I gave that one 6 thumbs. The next one was a big surprise for me. It was episode 6, and it was when all the mercenaries were brought in from the Mando's old crew. So we get onto like a little adventure. His old friend calls him. They need his help breaking this guy out of a prisoner transport that's guarded by only droids. Man, this episode was intense. I the whole time I was pretty tense because I didn't know what was going to happen. When they get there, the stakes are high. You know, they have to do this quick. It's crazy. And then, so I'm afraid that they're going to escape and take Baby Yoda. I'm afraid that the Mandalorian's going to be stuck on this prisoner transport. There's just a lot of stuff going on, but it felt so nice whenever he was hunting them all down in that prisoner transport. It gave me like Alien vibes when he's hunting them. So super cool. It showed off his skills. Like, no matter what the threat is, he can outthink them, you know? So very cool. I called that the thing at the end that happened with him bringing the little beeper or whatever to that place. I called that. I whispered to my wife. I was like, I bet he has this. And it happened. So this one, I give an 8.5 thumbs up.
All right, sweet. Man, when I saw this episode, it was actually my favorite one at the time so far. My favorite episode so far. There might be one that passed it. We'll find out later. But like you said, this one was a ton of fun. It was intense. I watched it with my kids, my 2 older kids, and the lights out. It was just the edge of the seat, just good entertainment. And I'm gonna hit this again later, but it's not hard to make a good show in the Star Wars universe. I mean, this show isn't even deep yet. You know, it's not even deep, and it's better than what we've gotten in the theater. You know, so I just feel like when you just watch it, you just see what can be done. If someone just decides they're gonna put a good story on the screen, and that's what episode 6 was. It was very entertaining. It was intense. Awesome scenes. The kind of fake out deaths in a good way, where you think he killed all 3 or 4 of those guys, and at the end they're all just stuck in the prison cell. And
yeah.
I thought the ending was fantastic. I mean, this episode was great. I texted you when I was watching it, like, nobody threatens to hurt Baby Yoda and lives through it. But he did.
Heck no.
I was wrong. He did. Thank you for not spoiling that. I love this episode. I'm going to go 9.5 thumbs. I love this episode.
Wow.
Awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Dang.
Yeah, so the next episode was episode 7. This is where they meet back up with Karga, as you can see, who's on my shirt right now. I wore this to show him.
Nice.
And to where they pretended to bring the child back to the client to try to trick him. And they get trapped in this bunker, and hijinks most certainly do occur. So, man, this episode was fantastic as well. They really closed this season out with a bang. Episode 7. So there is one thing I didn't like about this. It's in my I'll just go ahead and say it right now. It's a down thumb. It's a personal down thumb. I did not like that Queel died. I feel like it was early in his development. I feel like if this was the only season we were gonna get, I'd be okay with Queel dying. But I was super digging Nick Nolte being in the show, and so I'm very sad that he passed. I'm assuming, no, he definitely did pass because they buried him. Spoiler alert. But this episode is a 9. I loved it. I loved everything about it. Like I'll mention later on in my up thumbs, Giancarlo Esposito is a phenomenal actor, and I'm super stoked to see him in this of Breaking Bad fame. I'm 9 thumbs on this one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so these last 2 episodes are both so good. Breaking Bad, the Chicken Man, he's in there, and I am so stoked for what seems like he's going to be a great villain for this show. But I'm still in episode 7. Sorry. So episode 7, yeah, it was cool. It got the whole band back together. You know, it got the Cara Dune, the mercenary. Sorry, what was the other guy's name that died?
Queel.
And it just had some good moments. It introduced the Force healing for the Rise of Skywalker, so you got to get that out of there. And it was just super cool because they went in there, they're like, oh, it's going to be no more than 4 stormtroopers. And the whole town is flooded with stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And I felt like they were a real threat in this, which was pretty cool because a lot of times stormtroopers aren't very malicious. They just have really bad aim, which pokes fun at in the next episode. But it brings back the Death Troopers from Rogue One, which I have right up there. Those black suited stormtroopers. Oh man, this was so fun. It was sad having Queel die, especially he's trying to get away with, he's trying to protect Baby Yoda. He's a good-hearted character, so having him die was pretty sad, but also it just shows that this show is willing to take it to that level, which was cool. So overall, I thought it was good. I'm going to give it 9 thumbs up.
Sweet. I want to add one thing to that episode, and that is that I was certain that IG-11, it was going to zoom out and IG-11 had shot Queel and had turned back to his original, bounty hunter or his main mission programming, And then when it didn't do that in what came next in episode 8, that was nice to be, just tricked in a good way, in a basic way. I really thought that was going to be his doing, and then they, the stormtroopers came and gobbled up Baby Yoda, as a kind of he did that, and then he did that for them, So it was nice to have my expectations subverted in a way that I liked, baby.
Yeah. All right, Brad.
Okay.
So we're in the thick of it now. This is episode 8, the last one, and I have to say, they saved the best for last because stakes were high. We had our heroes trapped in a little cantina or whatever. The main villain that we thought was the main villain died in the last episode, and now we're introduced to Grand Moff Gideon, who is played by the Chicken Man, as I'll call him.
That works.
But man, the stuff they did with IG-11, the droid in this, was so cool. Definitely do not mess with an assassin droid that's turned into a nurturing mother figure. He wrecked shop. It was oh man, seeing him zoom with Baby Yoda in the speeder. Oh, and he gave those stormtroopers who have terrible aim. He gave them the fitting in that they deserved. Smashed them in the face.
The one stormtrooper walks right up to him and points his gun and misses. And it's just, it's so great, so clever, and simple, successful comedy.
Yeah. Man, but yeah, so this episode had a lot of heart. I really felt for when the Mando is ready to lay down his life to make sure that the foundling that he's got brought to safety. And then seeing Baby Yoda use the Force like crazy on that flamethrower, and then just backhand it back at him was awesome. Oh man, so many great moments. I love this episode. It has another death in it that was very sad and well deserved death. But overall, I give this one. Oh man, I'm gonna give it a 9.5. Actually, no, I'm gonna give it a 10. I'm gonna give this episode a 10 thumbs up because it was perfect. There was nothing wrong with this episode, and it introduced, like I said, Grand Moff Gideon, who's gonna be, I think, the villain of this entire show. That's what I'm getting out of this. So, I have high expectations for season 2. So bring it on, Brad. What do you think?
So I'm 9.5 thumbs, and I was gonna be a 10. I had decided that I was a 10. But there is something that I have like a mixed thumb about. And I think you might back down from your 10 when I say it. You're forgetting something. I am personally mixed on seeing his face. Okay? And I was 10 until I remembered that one part. I'm like good with it because it was the perfect moment so far in the show to show his face. But at the same time, like, well, that cat's out of the bag. You know, and also to know his name was enough. I feel like I didn't need to also see his face in the same like huge moment. I feel like they might have. I don't know what's coming, but I feel like maybe it was a little early to see his face. So I'm 9.5, but that's personal preference. I just think that they blew their wad maybe a little early.
Yeah.
On that, so I'm 9.5 thumbs, but
I don't know. I'm still gonna stick with 10. 10 thumbs up. Maybe it would have been cooler if they would have saved that moment, but or made like for the end of the series. But I'm okay with it. You know, whatever.
I think it would have been better, personally. And this is actually what I thought they were gonna do, because I was like, this show's really clever. I thought he was going to take it off, and as soon as it started to show his face, it would flip, and IG-11 would be the only person, whatever, who's seen his face. So the show has shown his face to someone, and then that someone dies later, and so we're back to square one. Nobody's having seen his face. I thought that would have been a cooler storytelling method, personally, but I tried to talk you down from 10. I couldn't do it, but still my favorite episode of the season. Well, the moment has finally arrived for you to tell me your final thumb rating for the season 1 of Mandalorian.
My final thumb rating, I mean, obviously I didn't say it was flawless. Like, there was some stuff that was in there that was kind of mixed. But overall, I'd say it's a great show. I'm going to give it 9 thumbs out of 10.
I respect that fully. I am going to go with 8.5 thumbs. Very happy with this. But if you remember, after episode 2, I was 6.5 thumbs. And then I think I was 7 thumbs after episode 3. So it kind of had to work its way up to help that average. I'm 8.5 thumbs. I absolutely loved it. For me, that's a pretty solid rating. And if I can do my math correctly, that averages us out to 8.75 thumbs. Pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. I think that's the highest review we have for something together.
With that, thank you so much for joining us today. We are so thankful for all of our subscribers. We're at 56 now. That's awesome. Make sure that you smash that like button. Comment down below. Let us know what you thought about The Mandalorian. If you haven't been watching this, then why in the heck are you watching this video right now? Go watch The Mandalorian. Get Disney Plus. We love it. I'm not being paid by them, I swear. But yeah, so like we said, just thank you so much. And make sure that you always watch from a distance.
Stay tuned over the next week or so. Sean and I are going to be putting together our top 5 of the year or 10. We can't decide yet. Sometimes we get long-winded, in case you didn't notice. But yeah, little teaser. Dr. Sleep's going to for sure be on mine. So we don't even need to mince words about that one.